Benito Mussolini. A couple crazy things about this guy. I don't know what his father did to him. His dad was a blacksmith. But he was a very, very violent kid. He stabbed a bunch of people in school. He knifed his girlfriend, stabbed somebody in the arm. He was always out there beating people up, went to a religious boarding school. Benito Mussolini did. And one time in a duel in 1922.
What?
Yes, there was a duel. A rival newspaper editor, because Benito Mussolini was also a journalist. Apparently, he wounded the guy more than 100 times. If somebody's stabbing somebody when they're 8 years old, there's a pretty good chance they're good with a knife. And that unfortunate individual found out the hard way in 1922. So Mussolini was, first of all, a socialist. He wasn't really sort of part of the whole fascist thing. He liked the idea of socialism, and then he finally started to evolve into becoming a fascist. He was... also, he hated the church. In fact, he wrote a book about, he said that Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene had an affair. And then he wrote some other book about the cardinal and some woman and mistress. He just was not a big fan. But later on, in a number of years, all of a sudden, the Vatican was like, well, we like you, Benito Mussolini, because they gave him more and more power there in Italy. Other kind of crazy things about him. He thought that pasta was making the Italians weak and lazy. He didn't like pasta. So I wasn't a big pasta fan. And then I found these 3 other fun facts about Benito Mussolini.
3 facts about Benito Mussolini.
Yes.
1.
Yeah.
Mussolini was the founder of Italian fascism.
By the way, why is this guy's voice on everybody's Instagram page?
It's because he's AI.
Yeah.
For one. And you send me these, and these are probably the least interesting facts about Benito Mussolini.
He became Italy's prime minister in 1922 and established a dictatorship, calling himself Il Duce, the leader.
I like that.
2. He allied with Adolf Hitler during World War II. Mussolini's partnership with Nazi Germany led Italy into the Axis powers. 3. Mussolini's rule ended in 1945. He was overthrown and captured by Italian partisans, marking the collapse of his regime.
Okay, those are the 3 of the most boring things. How about the fact that he owned a lion?
Right.
Oh, you skip right over that.
You send me
Benito
that.
Mussolini, he had a pet lion.
El Duce.
The Duce, yeah. He then finally, and he tried to keep Italy just got run over, and he was a terrible leader. And during World War II, he just kind of basically fell apart. Turned into fascism, tried to stop everything. He took control of the press, and he was just mowing people down left and right, just taking over all of Italy. And then finally, the people had enough of it. So they kill him on this particular day. He and his mistress are beaten, and then people, peed on him. And then he's hung upside down in public display on a rusty beam outside a petroleum station. It was actually also next to a drugstore. There his body was. Oh, my God, how humiliating for Benito Mussolini to be hanging upside down from a post where everybody could walk by and see the big leader at that time.
And beaten to the point where he was unrecognizable, apparently.
Yeah, it wasn't good for him.
Yeah.
Away he went, yeah. He was also an extremely superstitious guy and had all sorts of crazy things. And by the way, his granddaughter went on to write. She's a right-wing politician. His great-grandson is a big soccer player. So,
Really?
the legacy lives on, or at least, some of his relatives keep going. What's wrong?
That's a soiled legacy.
Benito Mussolini? Yeah, what else did he have in here? El Duce. I love the fact that the church kind of ended up taking him in. His army was disastrously destroyed during World War II. And then, as you say, finally he was hung upside down. 1945, Mussolini headed a puppet government, German-occupied northern Italy. The war ends. And then, so long to him, people shout as they have him hanging up there, "We've got the big head." They called him the big head. Mussolini was executed the following day, and his corpse was hanging there in Milan Square.
They killed him after the war ended,
Yeah,
right?
after the war, because things went so poorly for him. Yeah, things not so good for Benito Mussolini. And I tried to the only thing I wanted to see was, I had read somewhere that he had a fake arm, because he would get tired during the parades of standing there with the salute going on, which I won't do the salute because then someone will get
Please don't. Come on.
I put my fake arm out there so I'd be okay. And that he had that in order to be able to hold the salute in the amount of time, because maybe he was eating too much pasta, which he said made everybody lazy and fat. And he wanted to have a different type of pasta made of some different type of product. Benito Mussolini passing away. are being murdered and then hung on this particular day. Wow, dark story
Yeah.
there, Joe.